Hello everyone. I'm going to be talking about phonemic awareness, and it is part of the umbrella. These are our objectives and they correspond to the slide numbers. For example, objective number 1 is to know the progression of phonemic awareness, and that is on slides 4 and 5. And we'll go to this one. So here we go. So phonemic awareness is not only just for young kindergartners, it is also something that can be worked on with older students as well as adults who are maybe learning English. This is an area we've learned in the past that students who have dyslexia often have difficulty with this, and it is for that reason they need specific and explicit instruction. What I have here is to let you know that up in the corner, this page is kind of just talking about reviewing some of your notes. So if you look at the kind of bullets over here on the side, it's to review the phonemic awareness, phonological awareness on the umbrella, and that you can see the circle, and we're going to be looking on this right side of the umbrella. Research says that these are the most important pieces to have, and the research connects them to becoming a better reader. On the left side, the ones not in the circle, those are good to have, but they're not essential. These in the circle are essential. So the top raindrop is phonemic awareness, and under that raindrop there are 4 more raindrops, 4 pieces that belong to phonemic awareness. The second bullet is to go back over the page we had done before, and it's talking about the stages, developmental 4 to 9, and it's in your notebook. And we are going to be working on phonemic awareness. There's a question here that's asking you to look back, and you find that and add that to your notes. And the key word is isolation. I also put in here, and it's on slide 6, for you to look at what it would look like for an older student. And this can be used 4th grade and above. Okay. Pause when you need to pause, and then investigate, and then continue on. Also part of this, I put in Canvas. There's a page that looks like this for you to cut out and put in page 55. There's a tab on there. You can leave that hang out of the notebook. And it's for you as you read the chapter and you go through these slides to add some activities that match each of these. And you can also use page 56 for both of them. Next, throughout this, I'm going to be asking you to start with the book Making Sense of Phonics, and we're going to look at chapter 3, which is about phonological awareness. Also on the bottom is a great website, and it has great information, and I will pause and to bring you to that one. When you get to this website, you'll see that it's talking about 6 layers, phonemic awareness. And this part probably is a question that you've been having. What's the difference between phonological awareness and phonemic awareness? Okay, and if you keep scrolling down and read about why it's important for future decoding, which is future reading and sounding outwards, and to look at these 6 layers. These would be the raindrops underneath phonemic awareness. For example, the first one here is isolation. That's one of the raindrops. Blending, segmenting, manipulation. And then manipulation means phoneme addition, phoneme deletion, and phoneme substitution. And it gives examples. Still looking at objective 1, here's the example of rewards. And to show that it is across ages and grades. Here in rewards, it says to look at the first activity, activity A. And this activity A is the whole page here that I inserted. It's also on Canvas. And I want you to look at it and why are there reasons for older kids to do this activity. Next, as you read page 29, I'd like you to answer this question, which is objective 2. What's the continuum of phonemic awareness with examples? That also was on the tab. So keep looking for examples to add in. Right here, it says to use page 57, and we used this sheet before, and in the oval are dark purple, and that's for you to try. It's okay if you get it wrong, to put them in order of phonemic awareness, which would be the raindrops. Phonemic awareness, the raindrop itself, has no examples. It's just the category. As you move on, if you look in Canvas, there are skills and strategy cards. They are there for you to print, cut out, and put one on top of the other to make a flip chart. You can also look at this activity or in Reading Rockets. It's talking about phonemic awareness activities, and it's called How Now Brown Cow, for you to add some more activities to those pages. You can also go back and use those for the pages with the tab. Objective 4 is for you to identify reasons why students might experience difficulty with phonemic awareness. One of them is co-articulation, and as you can see, that'll be page 29. Take notes and put that in your notebook. The next one, I put an article also in Canvas, and it comes from WestEd. And on pages 11 and 12, it's answering this question. What are principles of phonemic awareness instruction? And when you look at this article, I want you to find what is one of the best strategies for teaching these skills. I'm going to pause for a second. As you pull this article up and go to page 11, it'll look like this. By looking at these circles, you should be able to look for the words phonological awareness, and looking at what the reading says within and the circles around it, scrolling down to and reading this, what are some of the best ways to teach these skills? And it continues on to page 12. Okay. After reading those and adding some notes, I also put some more examples of good ways to teach phonemic awareness, and that we kind of will be going from continuance, which a continuant would be a sound that continues, for example, and identifying sounds that have that first before you identify sounds that stop. So an is a continuant and a t is a stop. So we start with the ones kids can hold on longer, like because it allows time for kids to join in and connect to that sound. Also, we use these physical cues of motions so that kids can follow along. We might be sliding our hand across. We might show a slide with letters going down, or moving chips or tiles, and also touching our shoulder, elbow, and wrist. We also start simple with just two sounds, like a VC, which stands for vowel consonant, like in the word at. And then after they've mastered the two-letter words, then we're going to go on to these three sounds in a word, which we call CVC, and that is consonant, vowel, consonant. Next, I want you to continue reading and look for this objective. Why should you link phoneme knowledge with letters, graphemes, as students progress through these raindrops? And that's on pages 33 to 36. I want you to, what are your thoughts on this? As you continue, go to objective 7. Explain the research that phonemic awareness links to the prediction of future literacy outcomes. I put the article there for you to look for. Also, there's one down below. What is some of the research that shows this? On objective 8, we're going to be looking at what are some phonemes that might prove difficult for students who speak Spanish. I put the links below, and I'm going to walk you through that. So here are the Spanish phonemes. Some of them are symbols, international symbols, not like the ones that we've learned, but many look similar. When you pull up the next link, it has those same sounds in it, but as you see in the key below, anything that is circled, purple, English, and Spanish share those. Anything that is only in red, Spanish has and English does not. And blue are the ones we have in English that are not in Spanish. The last link is to show you what some of those sounds are. For example, this sound in English is not heard and used in Spanish.
Sa, a sa, za, a za.
And that's really the TH, and it has two sounds, th and th. Those we have in English, but they are not in Spanish. So this is here for you to play around with, to hear which ones they have versus which ones we have. So that brings us back to this objective, is for you to investigate and which ones might be difficult for someone who speaks Spanish and learning English, and to make note of those in your notebook. The last objective is number 9, and this has pages 31 to 33. Use your notebook, pages 62 to 63. And you are to cite evidence and give practical examples showing how phonemic awareness affects attaining the alphabetic principle. And the alphabetic principle is matching letters to sounds, decoding and spelling development in the future, and the storage and retrieval of spoken words.